Hi, it's Alicia. I'm here, and you're here, and we're here together, and it's great. Okay, so yesterday I was filming a makeup tutorial, and I did like this cool pastel thing that I did post on Instagram, but I stopped filming because Cam puked. And so I had to go like take care of her, and I didn't want to like do a whole bunch of weird editing. So I'm going to do my makeup again today, but I'm going to do it differently than I did yesterday, and I'm going to update you on the things that I was updating on yesterday, but now that video is not going anywhere. So, one thing I'm going to do differently right now is I'm going to put on this face masky thing. And I've used this before with Matt, and it hurts really bad pulling it off, but it's a peel-off mask, and this is supposed to be like the T-zone one, and I'm going to put it on while I do my eye makeup, because I've seen some people do that, and I'm only going to put it on like on my nose and my face, like, not my, obviously my face. I'm going to put it on like my cheeks where my pores like look bigger, and then this is supposed to dry in like 15 minutes, and then we can peel it off before I have to do the face makeup. So last night, I've only used this a couple of times, but I have this lactic acid, and I think it's an AHA peel, and I used it last night, and the last time I used it, I noticed that my skin looked like I had more breakouts, and I wasn't sure if that was because the acid like pulled everything to the surface. That's all I'm going to put on. So I'm not sure, but I thought it would be nice to just like follow that up with this. Now I look real weird, which I guess I always look real weird, but we're going to start with the eyes anyway. So I don't see why this would get in the way of that unless I need to like anchor my finger down or something. So that's by I Do Care, I think is the brand, and this is called Space Kitten. The other one I have is Disco Kitten, and then I have one more, but I don't know what kind of kitten that is. Okay, so let's use these glasses to pull back my hair, and that's ineffectual, but we'll just go with it. Okay, so updates. Today is now Saturday, and I did not get good sleep last night. I was up until 1:30, and then Matt came to bed at 2:30, and then Cam had to go outside at 5, and then Matt woke me up at 9, maybe? I'm just using a concealer to block out the pigmentation of my eyelids so that I can use that as an eyeshadow primer. And we're going to do, again, yesterday I was trying to do something kind of dramatic and artsy, and we're going to do the same kind of thing today. But first I'm just going to buff this in with a brush that is not made for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'll probably also use my fingers. So yesterday I spent my day building some new shelving. I built 3 like steel wire shelving units, and it's for all of the inventory I have for my online Poshmark and Mercari. And I ended up ordering 2 more because I still have more inventory in my little art room downstairs, and for me to be able to use that room for art or studying, or even just like taking photos and listing my inventory, it's nice to have everything kind of organized, and right now it's not, but it's getting there for sure. So I spent yesterday doing that, and today I've actually got a lot of homework to do because yesterday, instead of doing my schoolwork, I was trying to take care of the house, which was good, but did not result in me getting done schoolwork. So that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. And for that, not for any particular reason, but we're gonna do some makeup. So, all right, that's where we're starting. Yesterday I did like a pastel thing, and today I suppose I want to do something dramatic again, but not with the same pastel. So I'm just looking back. All my eyeshadow palettes are under my desk, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I never do like a smoky situation, so maybe let's do a smoky situation. What do you say? Let's use this. Oh, you know what? Okay, that'll be interesting. This is from Kaleidos or Kaleidos Cosmetics, and this is the Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze. And let's like do this, but with also black. And then we'll make like a crazy. We'll do some stuff with the eyeballs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with putting some of these bronzes in my crease. And the reason I ended up saying like okay to this one, even though I thought I was gonna grab the blue and pink one. Oh, that was not ideal. It's because it has that red in there, and I think with my darling shirt that you can see my bra through, maybe that'll be a cool thing. So I've got my little, oh, this mirror is really needing to be cleaned. So I'm just gonna go all up in the crease here with this lightest bronzy, very warm brown. And this is a BH Cosmetics brush that came in a set. Their brushes are just super soft and really pleasant to use, and they're not very expensive. I did, and don't be mad at me, but I bought a brush set from Refer, which was the brand of Japanese brushes that they're like handcrafted brushes, but they started as a Kickstarter, and all of the influencers who got their brushes during the Kickstarter period just said how amazing they were, and they were having a 40% off sale ahead of their official brand launch. So I went ahead and I bought like their brush line, and it was expensive, but like I said, it was 40% off, and I thought it would be a nice gift to myself. They won't get here until like December. So that's that. So this weekend, I'm going to be focusing on, I'm going to go on to the next brown one guy there. And yeah, this weekend I have to focus on the edits to a paper that I've submitted to the ASHA Perspectives Journal. It went through peer review, and the editor requested minor revisions. And so I've been working on those, and I made a lot of progress, but I gave a presentation on campus on Thursday, and I was homesick on Tuesday. So I spent all day on Wednesday working on this presentation, and I was not able to work on my edits either Tuesday or Wednesday. Then I gave my presentation Thursday. Yesterday was Friday, and I spent my day taking care of the house and not working on my paper and my edits. So I'm going to be doing that today. I'm also possibly going to take some breaks to work on my online selling stuff. But, okay, so here are some updates. This brush is slightly more tapered than that big one I started with. This is a Morphe brush, but you could use any slightly more tapered. This is the first one I used. This is the one I'm using now. So you can see the area is just a little smaller, and this is a little rougher in terms of the brush texture. This week on Tuesday, like I said, I was too sick to go to school. I've been having kind of a harder time again recently. When I first started taking my first antidepressant, it helped, and I wasn't crying every single day, but I was still crying multiple times a week. And then Matt told me, like, hey, that's actually not normal still. And I was like, oh. I just thought because it was better than crying every day that it was better. And he was like, no, you need some support. And so I went and I saw a psychiatrist, and she gave me a second medication. And after I took that, man, I was feeling normal again. I was feeling like I could get up in the morning. I only needed 8 hours of sleep again instead of like the 12 I was getting before. I could get out of bed. I was feeling just back to myself, right? And now, unfortunately, I feel like I'm sort of going backwards. I've had more days where I'm crying again, and just even out of nowhere, and I don't even know why I'm sad. And yesterday, I think I slept in until like 12, and I haven't been doing that. But I just, I feel really tired. I'm having a lot of nightmares, and I think that's affecting my sleep. This is a pencil brush, and I'm just going close to the lash line, and I'm going to go kind of thick with that because I'm going to do a black eyeliner over it. So I just want this to be sort of like laying down that area. I'll bring it up into the crease in this outer corner a little bit too. Yeah, so I'm starting to wonder if maybe like I need to, if perhaps I've acclimated to the medication and now I need to up it, because I've been having like, just crying episodes again and just kind of feeling sad out of nowhere. And I've been really, really happy with being more productive at school. And last semester, like the spring semester, I was sleeping so much and not able to get out of bed and having a really hard time staying up with my class schedule, and I really just don't want that to happen again, because that, I'm in a PhD program. I need to be meeting expectations and setting goals for myself and sticking to them. And when I'm just really sad, it just sucks, and I'm not able to do that. So I'm considering making another appointment with my psychiatrist at the university and seeing if she will talk to me about whether she had wanted me to go to 300 milligrams of this medication, and I'm at 150, and I had told her the 150 was working, so why do we need to increase it? But I think at this point I have acclimated more, so it might be a better choice. This is interesting because the color story of this is bronze, cyber bronze. But if you look in here, there's that bright silver, and shouldn't it maybe be like a bronze? Just throwing that out there. The browns are nice, but there's not actually a bronze shimmer in there. So this is the crease work in the outer corner. It is kind of messy, but really not bad. I'm going to go ahead and put this red on my finger, and I'm going to tap it from the center of my lid to the outside. And I want the shiny part to be the center of my lid, and then toward the outside it's just going to blend into those dark colors. Same thing on the other eyeball. And I have been using my fingers more and more for the eyeshadow, even sometimes with the mattes, which I never thought I would use my finger for mattes, but I use them on the outer corner to like stamp down the darkest color, and it works. All right. So see that? It's just blending into the dark brown over there, and did it fall out? Probably. Yeah, I think so. Okay, what else? So Matt and I last Saturday decided to foster a cat. Her name is Rabbit, and it took us about 5 days to choose to adopt her instead of just fostering her. So we have a new cat. Her name is Rabbit. She's 3 years old, and that's kind of all we know about her, which is a little bizarre. But she's really good with Cam. She's the object of London's every waking moment. He's completely obsessed with her, And I think that's kind of the main reason why we're keeping her, because she is so interesting to London, and she plays hard to get, and she bats him and hisses at him, and he just doesn't care. He just follows her everywhere and like wants to be wherever she is. I just put that lighter pink on there, but I'm also going to use the silver because why not? Let's use every single color. So yeah, we adopted a cat, which is pretty cool. And all right, I'm just darkening the outside here. I really don't, I don't know. I don't love doing like a really dark crease, but I've been trying to be more of a cool kid lately, and I don't think it looks terrible. Let's just like get more of that red and make sure it's still showing up as I want it to. There's a little pop there. So we adopted a cat this week, which is cool because she's very cute. She chirps nonstop every time she like walks near you or runs past you or hops down from something. It's all she's very cute. Is this dry yet? I don't think so. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do the eyeliner as well on top of this. And as I've been doing for the past few days, I'm going to use my Vamp stamp, which is just a pot liquid, and then this, which is an actual stamp. There's a side for the left and for the right, and it can help with your eyeliner, or if you get the angle wrong, it can be just as obnoxious as ever. And I've been doing kind of more of an upward angle lately to give my eyes more of a lifted look. And I just kind of go with it, man. Boop. So there. After you get that rough shape on, you still have to go over it with a liquid liner. And it's best if you can match the angle, but can I? Nope. So do I just go for it? Yep. So that's how I get my wings started. Super quick, super easy. And then I'm going to take a liquid liner, and do not pay attention to the brand. I just have this Kat Von D one, and it works, and it still has juice in it, so I'm still using it up. But if you don't want to support her because of her anti-vaxxy situation, then don't. I will say, though, I'm sure her company has other people who work for her who have nothing to do with her opinions and who help with product formulation. She's probably not the only person who benefits if her company does well. So I will just make that statement that if you want to cancel her as a person, it might be, I don't know. I believe in using our dollars to, you know, give our opinions about things. But it's kind of like if you ban Chick-fil-A, right? Like you don't go to Chick-fil-A anymore. Yes, it's the owners of the company who feel weird, but, you know, there's lots of people who work there too. And I wish there was a better way for us to just, like, get at the owners without also negatively impacting people who have nothing to do with that mindset. Know what I'm saying? Okay, this is not wanting to go over the eyeshadow super easy. But I'm going to use this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because this is kind of like not super opaque anymore, either from being old or from just going over this eyeshadow, is I'm going to maybe take like a black eyeshadow and stamp it on top. And let's see where I can find a black eyeshadow in my collection over here. I don't really use black very much, but Sometimes it helps, but I don't know. Yeah, first try. Okay, so this is a ColourPop Freestyle, whatever palette of their single eyeshadows. And it actually, I think, has a bunch more eyeshadows in it than just ColourPop. Because I think I've got, like, Makeup Geek. I rearranged everything instead of having it by brand. I rearranged it by colors. So that's why this looks so nice together. Because I just took everything and put it all out and then rearranged by finish and color. So I've got them with mattes, duochromes, regular shimmers, and I further organized it by color instead of just by brand. So I'm just stamping in with this little guy and then tapping it on my already there liner to make it opaque. It also makes it a little bit smoky too, which is fine. So that's that for the eyeshadow. And in person, does it look cute? Yeah, I think it's going to look good when I put on some mascara. So let's see if this is dry. It should be. Was that 15 minutes? Yeah. So let's see. I need to, like, get it started somehow. Ooh, okay. Ugh. Oh, it hurts. The little baby hairs on your face. It's not comfortable. Oh. Ooh, ooh. And maybe it's not all the way dry. Maybe I put it on too gloopy. And I don't know whether these ever actually work for me, but no harm in trying, I guess. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh. Ew. Okay. Yeah, I can't, this is like one that is so mushy that you can't really tell whether it picked up anything just by, you know, looking at the underside. But whatever. I got the thing. Probably good to use it. Okay. I'm just wiping off the rest that I can't peel off because it's not wet. Okay. Let's actually clean up right below the eyeliner with the eyeshadow that's there, just using the edge of this. Okay, and on this side. All right. Yeah, I think that looks cool. So let's get to moisturizing my face now that I just put a peely-offy thing. My nose area feels kind of dry. Let's moisturize, and then I'll hit the face and we'll finish off the eyeballs. What else do I have to say, my friends? I could tell you that in addition to the paper that I'm working on the edits for, I've got another literature review type paper that I'm working on that I would like to get back to. I really hit it hard for a couple of weeks, and now that I had to, as soon as I got the edits request back, I made that my priority because that journal is supposed to come out sometime in October, which is in like 3 days. And then, like I said, I had to get ready for that presentation that I did. So that's kind of where my priorities were, but as soon as I can, I need to get back to that other paper because I don't want to lose steam on it and not get it done. I've still got black on my nose from the masky thing. Maybe not ideal to do right before you put on makeup. Let's do my eyebrows because we have to. Hate eyebrows. I also put up a website for a new podcast that I'd like to be starting. It's called the Rehab Science Podcast, and so far I don't have any speakers who want to do it. I've got a friend in my program who hopefully you'll hear her voice on the podcast, but at first she was like, oh, I don't think I really have anything to say, and then I was like, yeah, you do. So I think she might want to participate, but a lot of the people in my program I think are pretty busy, and especially like if they don't really know what the thing is about, they might not be excited to participate until perhaps I get a little bit of traction going. But I need their support to get traction going, so it's kind of a little weird. But, you know, I can always flap my lips on it. One of the things that I hope is going to differentiate it and make it actually something that's nice to listen to is that I don't want it to be super structured, and I don't want it to be scripted in any way. So although, you know, I want to talk to people who do rehab science and I want to talk about their science, I also want to talk about personal experiences and have people just give opinions and honest perspectives instead of, you know, making it be this like, I don't know, I have to sound professional and I can't say the wrong thing or I can't speculate because what if I'm not right? I would like people to be able to, you know, just share where their head's at without having to filter and monitor so much. Because I think a lot of times, a lot of what we say is pretty well crafted for an audience. And I like to know that the people who are doing science are people. And so I want to hear what people really think and what they feel and what their experiences are. Because, you know, scientists are just people. And I think that can really impact the way we do our science, right? Like, it can influence what we care about and what questions we have and how we approach them. And especially in rehab science, we work with patients, so it can affect the way we interface with patients and how much we work with them, if we work with them at all. I think my dog just disappeared. Oh, there she is. Okay. It's like, Cam, where'd you go? All right, let's do some foundation. And, let's be fancy. I'll put on some Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. Which is just like a flesh toned highlighter. You know, my flesh-ish. And it's, you can put it on under your foundation or mix it with foundation or, you know, do whatever. But it's meant to give you kind of more of a glowy base. Ooh. So yeah, rehabsciencepodcast.com. Let me know if you happen to be someone who is interested in being a guest. I bought myself a really nice microphone so that I could get good one-person podcasts, and also it's got an omnidirectional mic setting and a two-directional, bidirectional setting, so that if it's just me sitting across the table from someone, it will pick up the audio nicely for that. And I got a pop filter, so when it's just me talking, I can get rid of the aspiration sound. And yeah, I hope it's going to be pretty dope. Ooh, this is also a liquid liner, and this is a ColourPop one. Ooh, the problem is this one is a felt liner instead of a brush tip. And I think the brush tip lets you get more precise. At least for me, it's easier. But this is new, so it's still nice and juicy. Ooh, very nice and juicy. Okay, so podcast, store, sensory paper, cough paper. The presentation that I gave this week, I was a little, I don't know. I don't really feel like I did a great job, and I really do like presenting and I like talking to people, but I kind of felt a little bit, I don't know, maybe out of touch. Sorry, I need to fix my charger over here. Oh. It's not charging. Ah. My laptop's gonna die if I don't fix it. Okay. pardon the instruction. All right, there we go. We're back to the charging setting. So yeah, the presentation I gave this week was about aspiration pneumonia, and the conversation that the group had I think was really good, but I don't know that the people in attendance actually felt like I was bringing up anything new or interesting for them, which kind of made me bummed because, you know, I don't want to waste people's time. By the way, this is my Baymax mug. It's a little cold. After I do my makeup, I will nuke it. This is the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation. I think it's like $7, $8. I don't use the poof in there. I just take my Real Techniques sponge and I use that instead. And this color is actually really, really nice for me. I don't have to go crazy down my neck because it's like probably the best match foundation that I've ever used. And it's not ultra full coverage, so it's more forgiving if it's off by a little bit. And I bought this on sale when I went onto the Wet n Wild website to get the Pac-Man collection, which I still haven't used because I was trying to decide if I wanted to sell it instead of keeping it. So I'm still waiting to figure out what I want to do with that. But I'm really happy that I got this foundation to try because I feel like the color is just so close to my skin tone, and I don't go outside to tan anymore. I used to, especially when I was a teenager. I went outside and laid in the sun, and I love how my skin looks when I'm tan. But I actually have a lot of sunspots now that I've noticed, you know, on my shoulders and my arms and stuff. And I realize now those aren't cute freckles, those are sun damage. And yeah, I think I'm just an old lady now and I'm too hot to go lay outside. I need it to be not Florida weather for it to work for me. So now that I'm not like tanning anymore, it's either going to be fake tan, and I have a couple of color foundations for that, or this, which I think is a really nice shade match. So tell me if you think not. I mean, wearing a white shirt is like weird, but yeah, I think it's a pretty good. Let's do concealer, and then we'll powder, and then we'll do blush, and bronzer, and highlighter, and then we'll finish the eyes. Now, this is Shape Tape, and we'll make sure I get in there. And again, because this foundation is not as full coverage, you can kind of make up for that with the concealer. My skin actually does not look horrible right now, which is nice because, you know, it goes through phases where it sucks. I've got acne, but today at least it's not bad. And just keep using this same sponge. I really like the Real Technique ones. I don't think you ever need to spend $20 on a beauty blender because this sponge to me is excellent. And it's like $7 by itself, or you can get a 2-pack for $9 or something like that. So I'm now pretty loyal to this guy. I also did try the Ofra sponge on, I think, Samantha March's recommendation, and I like that a lot too. So, okay, before I powder, let's do cream blush, because I also did that yesterday using the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb, I think is what it's called. And let's use like this terracotta-y color. It's called Cinnamon, and I think that might be nice with the bronze situation. So I just take it and I bloop it. I do a couple bloopies on my hand. And then sometimes I use the sponge, sometimes I use a brush. When I use the brush, I stipple it into the bristles so that it covers more of a surface area instead of just being like a dot. And then I go to my cheekies and I stipple. And I stipple all the way back to my, below my temple. And I sort of start, I guess, here, like toward the apple of my cheek. And then I can do buffy motions after I stipple to just kind of blend her out. And I think that looks nice. I think it looks kind of natural and is definitely obviously not powdery because it's a cream blush. And I think this particular color, I have 4 colors of it, and I do like mixing them. So I've got this one in cinnamon. I'll just grab all 4 and show you. I've got cinnamon, pinched, bitten, and bubbly. And they're these guys. So pinched cinnamon is next, bitten, and bubbly is the bubblegum pink. And I like mixing them because you can probably guess, like this is probably a little bit too, I don't know, magenta-y by itself. And then this one is very bubblegum pinky. So I mix them with these more neutral guys. And they're very easy to use. And I'm not apparently going to use those glasses on my head anymore. So yeah, that's, and I feel like it's a very natural blush look. This color is very natural, I think. And yeah, I think it would be really hard to overdo it with this stuff as long as you're not going in the wrong spots on your face. But like, it's nice, dewy, pretty. I like it. And then sometimes, because I'm an animal, I'll go over that with a powder blush just because I like blush so much. So I'm actually going to do that right now because I think this blush over top would be pretty. So this is ColourPop, this is Tick on top, and Talk on the bottom. So TikTok. Actually, I think it's Talk, Tick. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll take the same brush and then stab her in there. And then buffy, buffy, buff. Buffy, buffy, buff. Because I just like blush a lot lately. And I want it to be visible by a lot. Yeah, I guess, like, I've just kind of come to really, other than my eyebrows, I've come to really enjoy basically like every step of my makeup now. Like, I love doing blush. I love doing highlighter. I really like doing bronzer. I wouldn't say I love it. I love doing my eyeshadow. I love doing my mascara. I'm just really liking every step. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Light Bronzer. We'll take the same brush because who wants to grab more brushes? And this one is an It Brushes for Ulta, but it's a mini. So it came in like a kit of some kind. So I go right under the blush and sort of blend them together, and then I go around the perimeter of my face and just go a little bit there because I know it's pale because it doesn't get sun, and it'll help everything sort of blend together. This is a more like pinky toned, it's a slightly cooler toned bronzer. Is that true? I guess it's kind of neutral. I feel that it looks kind of pinky on me, so it's a good one for, you know, meshing it with these, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's got kind of a neutral tone and it looks nice. When I want something that's really cool, I tend to use this one, which doesn't even look cool. Yeah, man. I guess they both kind of are. I've hit pan on both of these because they're both great. And then I have like a very pink one in there, and I've got some really warm ones. I don't know. I just got everything. So let's hit the nose for no reason. Go like that. And on that side. Yeah, man. Okay, so now we need highlighter, and that's excellent because I've got some right here. I'm going to just grab what I've got out, which is, I've just been using these two primarily. The Natasha Denona Diamond and Glow Mini. You don't need to get the full size one. The mini is perfect. And the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. It's got like one side of it is more just shimmer, and then one side that has more glitters in it, and I use both of them. And I hit my cheekbones. And I'm still using the same brush because, again, you don't have to have a brush for every single thing as long as the brushes you have work for you. And I would say my best recommendation for like not spending a butt ton on brushes, but they're still gonna work great, would be BH Cosmetics, because I really, really like them. They're super, super, super soft, but I don't ever have a problem with them not picking up product. But if you have firmer, if your powders that you typically wear a little bit more firm and not as like powdery or soft, instead I would get Real Techniques. They're another very inexpensive brand, but those bristles I think are a little bit better at picking up product. And I'm just layering on a butt ton of that. And then I will grab this guy, which has ultra glitter. This is like the diamond powder. So yeah, it's very much like glittery, and I like that. So I just stipple it and then put it in my inner corners using my little pinky pink. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Can you guys see like what I got going on here? Does it look good or does it look weird? Does it look weird because I haven't done my mascara yet? Because I just kind of skipped that. This is the heaviest mascara of life. This is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. And I'm really into it. Like every time I pick it up, I'm just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Even though it's not waterproof, and my favorite thing is to wear waterproof mascara. But this, if you cry in it, it's definitely going to transfer, but generally it does pretty well. Not something you need to go out and get, but since I did get it, I do like it. But, you know, I have good luck with drugstore mascaras as well. If anyone is in the comment section and would like recommendations on makeup products, just let me know what your budget is and what products you're looking for and what you want them to do, and I would be happy to help. Free consulting. Yeah, I think this looks a lot less weird once you have your mascara on. Okay. Because my lashes are pretty long, they do like hit my eyelids when I do my mascara. And so you'll, like sometimes I'll get little speckies of black in that crease work. So I just go back after it dries a little bit. You could use either of these kind of creasy brushes. I don't add more product to them, but I just kind of like buff it off once it dries a little bit, and it hasn't been a problem. Because we have the opportunity, let's go ahead and do a brow bone highlight, which I rarely do, but let's use the not glittery side of that Fenty highlighter with that same pencil brush I used earlier. And we'll just do like right there under the highest point of the brow arch. I definitely don't want to do a lot because I don't typically do that, but I think it looks pretty. Okay, so right now this is what it looks like if I don't put anything under my eyes, right? So this is just the upper lid done, and so this can give you a nice look, especially if you like powder under your eyes. It'll look brighter and lifted. But I'm going to go back into this guy here. And not the darkest one, but like these two here. I'm going to put this super close to my lash line and buff it out a little bit with this guy. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this little flat thing that I can like put right up under my lashes. Let me see if I can get really close to you and just use this mini mirror so you can see what I'm doing. Is that light enough? So I take it right up under my lashes and stamp. And I don't go in past the center of my eye. Okay, so maybe you can tell the difference from that side to this side. This one is nice and bright under there, and this one's got that little bit of dark. I'll go ahead and just finish the right eye completely that way so you can see what the two look like compared to each other. And then I'm taking this brush, which is way too fluffy for this, but I have other brushes, I just don't want to grab them. And I'm going to go right up to that darker brown and go gently over it and try and buff it out. And that one I will bring in closer to my tear duct. But I'm trying to use it pretty gently. Okay, so there's, can you see? I wanna, okay. So there's that guy, and there's this guy. So I feel like you can tell the difference, right? So this guy looks more open and lifted, and this one is more smoky. And it does potentially make my eye look a little bigger because it's dragging it down here. This one potentially looks a little smaller, but definitely is not going to look raccoony if you are worried about going down too far. And you could also just, you know, not do the second color underneath, but you could just stamp something like this under your lash line. And maybe you'll be able to see better on this side because it's catching the light better. But I'll go right up to my lashes and then just tap down. Like such. So that's where I start. And then I'm going to grab this guy, get a little bit of product, and go right on top of that, and make a weird face, and buff it out. Still concentrating like on the outermost part, and then dragging it in toward my tear duct. So that's how I do that. Now, are they the same on both sides? What a question. Maybe. Good enough. Good enough is usually what I say. Okay, so then if you were like, okay, well now I don't want to look raccoony, then you go back into a light color. I'm going to take the glitter side of that Fenty Gloss Bomb, take it on that pencil brush that I used earlier, spritz it so that it's more concentrated, and then I'm going to go right below my tear duct and brighten it right there and blend it toward the center so that right here is now highlighted. I'll do it on the other side, which you might be able to see better. Let me try that. And then go right here. And that gives a little bit of brightness that won't get darkened, so that your eye still looks open, even though you did a bunch of darker colors over here. So, that. I feel like maybe I need to get an actual lighting kit instead of just using my window, because I don't think you can see everything. Get a little lower lash mascara, and I am concentrating it toward the outside of my lashes instead of the center, because again, I think it'll help it stay looking open in the inner corner so my eyes don't look closed off. So there's the mascara. It's been such a long time that I've been doing my makeup. Ugh. I really need to nuke that. Okay, last thing is I'm going to use a little bit of fixing spray for niceness. I don't know that I want to powder everything today. We're gonna say no on powdering everything, but you could if you wanted to. And I'm gonna grab. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna take this Urban Decay lip liner. This is in the color Deep, and I'm gonna line in the center. And I'm overlining a teens, but I'm not going out to the corners. fill in the center here. Go into Prevent Butthole Lip. Okay. So that looks stupid, right? But on top of that, I'm going to grab a lip gloss and show you what I'm going to do. Lip gloss, lip gloss. All right, we'll use this one because it's here. This is by Rodial, and this is a shimmery one. It doesn't matter what you pick. I just used that to move the lip liner a little bit. And I'm just gonna ombre the edges. There you go. So it's more colorful in the center, and on the outsides, not so much. Okay, let's see. That's kind of it. I'm going to take a couple of pictures and post them on the Instagram because it may be the case that you can see everything pretty well and that it's color, true to color, but it's also possible that that's not happening right now, especially because I'm wearing this white t-shirt. But in person it looks pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't put on any glitter yet. We need glitter. Let's grab some. I mean, you probably don't need glitter, but I definitely do. Okay. I'm going in for my glitters by Dear Katie Brown, because those are kind of what I like. And they smell a little weird right now. I'm going to take, nope, keep going. Go for the perfect one. Well, the perfect one was not available, so we'll use this guy right here. It's kind of a taupey bronze. And grab it on my little fingy. And I'm going to tap it over here. And I'm just taking it where I did that darkest color on my lower lash line, going over that, and then tapping it into my highlighter. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Perhaps you will in my photos instead. But in person, I'll just tell you, it looks cool. Glitter always looks cool. And perhaps it'll disguise some of my little crow's feet. I also have a little bit of mascara right there. There you go. All cleared up, and that's that. So I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm even gonna mess with my hair, but I am going to take some pictures. I think this is cute. Yeah, if you wanted to do any different colors, obviously that would be really easy, but that's how I've been doing my winged eyeliner lately, to sort of draw my eye up instead of doing it more out, which I also did for a little while, which just made my eyes look wider. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I've got to nuke my chai tea latte so that it warms back up, and I'm going to go get back to working on my papers and hopefully making some good progress on those. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. Oh, I already got earrings in. I'm like trying to put more in. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you the next time I turn on the camera.